Okay, like I literally sucked like 5 phone dicks before I got on here. And like seriously, like phone sex blowjobs are just as real as like actual blowjobs.
Welcome back to Other People's Lives. I'm Joe Santagato.
I'm Greg Dybec.
For anyone out there that would like to be a guest on our show, don't hesitate to reach out to us. Our email is oplpodcast@gmail.com. Just send us your email and we'll get back to you.
Today we are speaking to a woman who is a phone sex operator. She's here to basically tell us all about the behind the scenes of what goes on behind these phone sex hotlines. Before we started recording, we already got a little glimpse of, I think, what she's capable of. So buckle up, people. This is going to be a fun ride. But we've got the guest on, and thanks so much for being on today.
Awesome. I'm like so excited. Before we start this session or anything, I just want to like a disclaimer. I am not responsible for any boners that may happen in this interview / call. So, okay. I mean, maybe Joe, I will be responsible for his, but for everybody else, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Not my fault.
All right.
That's your disclaimer, people.
Mm-hmm.
She's
so
not responsible for your boners while you listen to this.
Girlfriend.
And Mom, if you're watching this, just turn it off now.
Yeah. But your dads and brothers and uncles, feel free.
Okay. All right. Let's start. Yeah. Okay. So phone sex operator. Can you just explain this job to us and just talk a little bit about just like legit, like how does this work? I'm assuming it's just like a number of people call into. Do people still do that, I guess? Can you just explain that a little?
Phone sex operator? No, honey, I'm a phone sex actress.
Okay.
Phone sex operator sounds like I'm a skank. Okay, wait, never mind. Technically, I think you can say that I'm a phone prostitute. So, yeah, phone sex operator is good.
Okay.
I want to say like I'm a modern taboo phone sex operator. You know, because a lot of people get the bad hype of, phone sex, how it was back in the day where it's like, hi, I'm Candy. Like, it's not like that no more. People are calling because they want that nasty taboo stuff that they can't get in real life. So that's what I do. I'm a caterer to the freaky and the nasty.
Do you work for like a company or it's just you by yourself and you've kind of done your own?
No, I work for a platform that they handle like the advertising and stuff like that. And then I make profiles on the website of like what I can offer, the different characters that I play, different role plays.
What's the most popular one?
I play basically myself, honestly, and just an exaggerated version of myself. Like the taboo, the extreme fetish, stuff like that. That's real popular because guys are not paying money to like talk about stuff that they could talk with their girlfriends. They talk about stuff that they'll get in trouble for in real life.
So when you say taboo and extreme, like what are some specifics of that? Like what are some of the actual fetishes that people are calling in for?
Wow. I mean, there's a whole list. I would have to say that a majority of my callers are, they're just nasty. They like shit play. They like animal play. They like age play. They have rape fantasies, murder fantasies. Like anything you can think of, there's people calling me about it, fantasizing about it. Race play, there's, just certain fantasies like that. Like I said, fantasies that if a normal person would hear, they would get freaked out or they would call the cops on them pretty much. They'd be scared for their life.
So I noticed that shit play was at the top of that list. Is that something that you've kind of indulged in numerous times?
Yeah. A lot of times it's about being the nasty, stinky girl and being natural. So like a guy will call me and say, oh, I hope you didn't take a shower today. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm super stinky right now. Like I just took a shit, I didn't wipe my pussy, nothing. I want you to come and fuck me, stuff like that. And they want to smell me, lick my armpits, earwax, nose, boogers, everything.
Earwax and boogers. That's a new one. I haven't heard that.
Yeah. I've never tasted earwax and boogers, but I don't shame people,
Of course not.
You said murder fetish.
Yeah.
I've never even heard about that before. We've actually spoken to someone on the show about rape fantasy before. Murder fetish. How is this something that's discussed on the phone in like a sexual way?
Okay, so before I get in, because when a caller, like I said, they're calling for extreme stuff, I make it very clear that this is all play, all fantasy, all pretend. I let them know that, hey, this is a fantasy. You are paying me. I may or may not be into what you're into. I don't sit there and tell them I'm not, but I'm not going to tell them that I am either. I'm making money. I'm a businesswoman. So I let them know, hey, this is a fantasy. I don't want you to go out and do that shit. We can talk about it and have fun on here, but when we hang up, that's it. It's over. So like it does get into like the rape fantasy. It starts off like that, and then guys just want to get aggressive. There's a very aggressive men on here, or because we don't know their lives behind the call. They could be like a little wimpy boy, and when they come on here, they want to dominate the hell out of me. But yeah, I've had a few callers that would want to like choke me, and it gets more serious. They want to cut me. Like I had a guy that said that he wanted to start fucking me and then slowly start cutting me with the razor, like on my tits. And he wanted to see me bleed from my titties, and he wanted to like suck on it. And then after that, he wanted to me like suspend me from the ceiling and basically just like start putting cuts in me. And I'm like loving, I'm coming while he's doing it. And he's fucking me and just stuff like that. And then I'm sorry, I'm getting horny. No, I'm just kidding. He said that he would tie me to a tree, and basically, I'm like running in the forest, and I'm like screaming and begging for my life. He ties me to a tree. I'm begging him, please, Daddy, don't kill me, Daddy, please. He's slashing me open. He cuts my stomach open. My intestines fall out. He fucks my intestines. He fucks my guts, and then he has his dogs come in and fuck me, and then I die on the tree. And then he comes. And then after that, he's like, whoa, that was great. Thank you so much. You go back to his normal businessman life.
So this dude is just a regular dude, but then he like goes home and he calls you and talks about fucking your intestines.
Yeah, and I'm paid to say, hey, that was fucking hot. I love it. Fuck me and kill me again.
Kill me again. Do you get a lot of like repeat callers?
Oh, well, see, that's how I make my money.
Yeah.
Most of the time, like, yeah, there are guys that will call for like 1 to 5, maybe 10 minutes. Those are like the newbies, whatever. But it's my job to make them feel so comfortable and so sexy. And I'm not only a phone sex operator, I'm a phone sex therapist. You could tell me about anything. It doesn't even have to be about sex. So I make them feel good, and they want to come back and they want to be my friend. We develop, phone relationships where I'm their girlfriend. We're married, They talk to me about all kind of stuff.
Wow. How does this work with how you get paid? Is there a tactic to try to keep them on the phone longer because it's like by minute or hour or something like that?
Well, here's the thing. There's normal phone sex operators where they just do the moaning and, ooh, baby, that kind of stuff. And then there's girls like me who don't give a fuck, who talk about everything, who will not get grossed out. And those are the callers that stay on for a while because they want to explain what turns them on. They want to tell me, their fetishes and their fantasies. And I have to like remember everything that they tell me. So that way I can like put it into the character that I'm giving them or the fantasy of that woman, Mm-hmm. So they develop relationships, and I keep them on for a long time. But in the beginning, these guys are going to spend a pretty penny because it's not normal stuff. It's not just playing with my pussy and he's jerking off,
Yeah.
It's fantasy role play with money. I charge more.
And is by the minute?
Yeah, they pay. Okay, so I have different pay rates. So if it's like a normal call, I'll change my price to like $1.99 to $2.50. But the really high profile callers, the ones that are my regulars, I charge them about maybe almost close to $4 a minute.
Whoa.
And they stay on for hours.
Wow.
It's because it's so natural. I make it seem so natural. And oh, baby, I love what you're talking about. And they feel like they can just talk away. They can just be my boyfriend or my husband or my friend. And they lose track of time. And they're paying $1,000 at the end of the night.
Wow.
Do any of the callers actually know who you are?
A couple. Because I've been a bad girl. In the past, I was a stupid young girl and I wanted, I don't know, more money, I guess. No. Some guy was like, oh, baby, I am in your city. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And he's like, I'm going to be at Starbucks if you want to see me. Because I may or may not have shown who I really am on there. Like, they don't really care who the hell I look like. They don't care who I am as long as I'm giving them what they want. But I've seen a couple callers in real life. Like, there was a caller that was going to be playing at a casino, like at one of those poker tournaments. He's like, "Oh, I would love if you come spy on me, and I'm going to be wearing this and have this hat on." And I'd go just to look. They're ugly, but
Wow.
curiosity.
Are you willing to share how much you make from this job? Like if it were to, if you were to look at it as an annual salary, for example.
Mm-hmm. Let's just say I make enough to pay for my apartment and all my expenses. I haven't worked a regular job in 10 years.
Oh, you've done
I've
this for
been
the last
doing-
10 years?
I've been doing phone sex for the last 10 years, almost 11 years. And I've had callers that have been with me from day one. Like, honestly, I make about, because like my regulars would call me and I will log in when they say, "Hey, bitch, log in." And so I'll log in, take their call, and then that's it. Because that call is so long and they pay a good price that I only have to do like one call a day.
Mm-hmm. So,
So
I was going to ask that too.
I'm not rich. I still would love a sugar daddy, Joe. I'm just saying. I would still love it. I mean, Greg's cute too, but I think Joe's more freaky. Yeah, I mean, I would love a sugar daddy. I wouldn't, but it's fun. I like doing what I do. So it pays for my rent, pays for my expenses. I have a little funny money, but I'm not rich.
Right. And I was going to ask that, like, how do, if someone were to call in, or do they just call the number at any time, or they have to like book a session and then you have to accept it or something?
Okay, so there's phone numbers that they call. So they can go and listen through profiles, and my little greeting will go in there. "Hi, my name is so-and-so. I like this, I like that." So we have those kind of things. And then they have profiles where they can go and look at the profile that I've written out. And I have, little blogs and stories and recorded audio. And so they'll look at that and they're like, "Okay, this girl's hot. I'm going to call her." So we have that. And then there's like chat lines. So you can go make a profile and talk to people live, but it's all for pay. Nothing is free on there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Every picture, every video, every story, every second is someone paying for it.
Out of all these sort of fetishes and role-playing scenarios that you've been in, do you have any favorites that you enjoy the most or maybe even get pleasure from?
I get pleasure from making money, so I like it all.
Damn, that's a line.
I love it all. But, in real life, like, even off the phone, I'm very sexual. I'm very open-minded, very kinky. So if you start talking to me about what you like, I can see how that can be sexy. And I'm like, all right, maybe I will, Maybe you could fuck me and I'll shit a little, why not? I'll try it.
Very, very open-minded.
Yeah, I'm a very addictive personality. So I'm just like, you tell me enough about it, I'll try it, But the illegal stuff, I'm very, very aware that stuff like that is illegal. Like, the stuff that they call me about. And like I said, I'm very blunt with them. Hey, this is wrong. We could talk about it. But if you go and do that shit, I swear to God, I'm going to kick your ass. Stuff like that.
Yeah. So, I mean, the whole murder thing, does that happen often?
That's like 2 or 3 people. I have a guy that calls me from the UK. It's an international call. And he hates his ex-wife very much. I don't know if it's his ex-wife, because sometimes you don't know what's real and what's fantasy, what they tell you.
Right.
They lie as much as I do. So this guy, either he hates his wife or his ex-wife, whatever. And so our fantasy is, a couple black guys break into her house and they're fucking her in the ass. And he's like jerking off while she's getting her ass beat by these black guys. And then like, I'm over there talking shit about his wife, saying that she's a whore, she's a bitch, I'm going to kick her ass, I'm going to choke her. While he's sitting there jacking off, the black guys pull their cock out of her ass and he sucks them off and he's like, "Oh, I love the way the shit tastes on his black cock." I'm like, "Oh, that's sexy." I was like, "Yeah, let her suck his black cock in front of your fucking fat, disgusting wife." And he comes like crazy. So we're beating the shit out of her. And he's coming, eating the shit off of the black guy's cocks. So it's nice.
Oh, that's nice. That's a nice little wholesome
It's a nice
family
evening.
It's a
moment.
wholesome
Yeah.
conversation. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well,
I'm doing charity work for these psychos. You know what I mean? They could be out there doing this shit in real life, but for like 5, 10 to an hour, they're over here jerking off with me. This is what I was telling my therapist. I was telling them, for real, doing what I do. You need therapy.
Whoa. Is anything off limits to you? Like any request, or are you willing to do anything for money?
I'm willing to talk about anything, but I have a way with words. I'm not going to sit there and I think the one thing that I kind of will be a little bit against is the pedophilia calls. And unfortunately, that's like 80% of the callers. They want young girls,
What?
young. Yeah.
Like young,
I
like
won't sit there.
underage, like specifically?
I'm not going to say the age because I'm not trying to get anybody in trouble.
Oh
And I don't
no.
like them to tell me the age. It's just a wide range, from single digits to double digits.
Oh my
Um,
God.
I don't want them to talk about it. I don't like them to talk about it. The thing is, I'd rather have them jerking off in that time, coming and then getting it out of their mind than actually going and finding it and doing it.
Oh man, wow.
So I was telling my therapist, I said, guys, it's a majority. I have some women that call, but majority of the guys, when guys are horny, they'll jack off. They'll look at porn. They're jacking off. They're loving it. They're so sexy. Everything is hot to them. But once they come, that shit's done. It's disgusting. You feel bad about what you were jacking off to. You throw the phone away. No more porn. Get off of me. So I figure these guys are jerking off to what we're talking about, and then they come, and then that's it. That's out of their mind for another few days or so, and then they call me back.
Yikes. I mean, I see the logic you're applying there, but like that's just
that's what
crazy
I'm
to
hoping. That's what
hear
I'm hoping.
that many 80% into
About
that.
80%.
That's
Yeah.
terrifying.
Yeah.
They want me to be like an accomplice. They want me to be like, oh, this is what turns me on too. Like, I want to go do this with you. Let's go do that. Let's go to the Philippines. Let's go on vacation. And the scary part is that these are rich men. Guys who are calling me, they're not poor. They're not going to be wasting hundreds of dollars talking to me for fun, it's kind of scary. But at the same time, I'm just like, I don't encourage them to do it. I don't tell them, hey, this is what I want you to do. I don't like to say the ages that they want me to. I don't repeat it. Like, I'll have certain words. I'll say, oh, that's a hot young girl, or that's a young boy. But I won't sit there and say, oh, this is so-and-so.
Right.
I don't encourage it.
And you also
But
said that you have some female callers. What?
Oh, yeah.
And I mean,
have some-
is that typical? Like, I'm assuming it's not.
It's like maybe 3%. Little lesbos on there,
Oh,
Little-
they're lesbian.
little fish market action. No, I have a couple butch lesbians that call me, and they're studs, and they want to be my daddy. And so I'm like, okay, what's up? I like dildos. Those ones they're not as crazy. But I get it.
Are you
they're
acting like, are you actually like masturbating yourself and stuff on these calls, like climaxing and all that, or are you just pretending?
I'm masturbating right now. No, I'm just kidding.
We don't know.
A little bit of both. A little both. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes there is callers that call and they're actually a little bit normal and they sound hot. I don't care what you look like, as long as you sound hot. I'll masturbate with them. So I would say, yeah, sometimes I do. Why not? I'm human. I get horny.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Give online therapy a try at betterhelp.com/OPL and get on your way to being your best self. It's so easy to get caught up in what everyone else needs from you and never take a moment to think about what you need from yourself. We have jobs, we have families, we have friends. There's so much that we need to do and so many other people that we're considering and caring about that oftentimes we forget to take a moment to make sure that we're checking in with ourselves and that we're working on ourselves. And when we spend all of our time giving, it can leave us feeling stretched thin and burned out, to be honest. Luckily, therapy can give you the tools to find more balance in your life so you can keep supporting others without leaving yourself behind. Therapy has helped me in this way. It's helped me develop coping skills and be able to set boundaries, empower myself to just be the best version, the healthiest version, inside and out, and made me realize too that I can give more to other people if I'm making sure that I'm giving enough time to myself. And it's really important. If you guys are thinking about starting therapy, you should definitely give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online. It's designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Honestly, all you have to do is just fill out a brief questionnaire, get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can even switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. So if for some reason you don't like a therapist that you're matched with, or it just doesn't feel like the exact fit based on your needs, you can switch and you can find another. So you can work through that process until you find someone that's a great match for you to continue your journey in therapy. So definitely help find more balance in your life with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/OPL today and get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/OPL, and that's for 10% off your first month.
Right.
Okay.
And how has this sort of affected your personal, like love life?
It's affected it 100%. I don't trust men anymore. I don't trust people because these guys who call me, they're respectful in real life. They're respectful. They make good money. They have really good jobs. And then they come on here and they're just telling me all this shit that they want to do and what they fantasize about, that it kind of makes it hard for me to trust people in real life. Because I'm like, everybody has their little secrets, you know, and I'm paid to hear these secrets. So when I see a guy in public and he's with like a young girl and I'm like, he's fucking her. He's fucking her. He's fucking them. And I'm just like, it's kind of like fucked my mind up a little bit. You know, like I said, I'm in therapy. The reason why like I do phone sex is I really have like anxiety and I'm getting over depression and stuff like that. And I have social anxiety. So I don't really see myself working normal job in public. So it's kind of a good thing for me, but at the same time, it is fucking me up mentally. And also too, like I'll date a guy and he'll want to have phone sex. And I'm just like, nope, I'm not into it. It's if I have phone sex with you without being paid for it, it's just acting. I'm acting for you. I'm not actually doing it.
Right. And
so my boyfriends get all mad.
You're like honest with them though, and you tell them like this is what you do for a living.
100%. I tell them.
Yeah.
I mean, in the beginning, I've had boyfriends that were really jealous. And I was like, shut the fuck up. I'm making good money. You want to pay all my rent? Then shut up.
What about friends and family? Do you tell them?
Oh, yeah, definitely. They know. I'm like I said, in real life, I'm a freak. I'm nasty. I love porn. I love all this kind of stuff. So everybody knows I'm nasty. It was just something right for me to do.
Yeah, and I was going to ask, how did you discover this? Like, how did you first get into it? And I guess I'm assuming you quickly realized that, yeah, this is a great job for me.
Okay, so it started way back when I was just a cute little phone sex girl. Now, when I was a young girl, I would stay up late at night and I would talk on the party line. Do you guys remember that?
No.
I don't think so.
Little chat lines that you would call. You'd call like a little phone number, and it was like a local chat where it would just be random people in your area, and they would call and you would talk. It was supposed to be for 18 and over, but I was way under 18 doing it. I would call and I would just be talking, having fun. That's why they call it a party line, and it was free. And so I'd go on there, and it'd be like, "You're being connected to," and then 1-on-1, and then you push one, next caller comes on, and it's just random. And I would give them a fancy, like, hi, my name is Daisy, or my name is Electra, that kind of stuff. And I would just have a blast on there. And then people would always say, damn, girl, you got a phone sex voice. You can get paid for that shit. And I was like, Little 13-year-old me was like, maybe. But I'm not lying. I would go on there and hand phone sex. I was a young little girl. I was like 13, 14 on there, playing with my little punani, and I would just have fun. And then when I got older, I was still calling. I was still having fun on there. And then somebody was like, bitch, you can get paid for this? I was like, all right, let me try. And then boom, got paid for it.
Wow. And you've just been doing it ever since?
Yeah.
Do you plan on doing it for the long term?
Well, see, right now I sound like shit. Okay. Like I literally sucked like 5 phone dicks before I got on here. And like seriously, like phone sex blowjobs are just as real as like actual blowjobs. Like phone prostitute they do just as much work as a real prostitute on the street.
Wait, what?
My voice.
How do you give a phone sex blowjob?
Well, if I really like you, I'll suck on a dildo or something. But being a phone sex actress, respectful actress, of course, we have to create sounds and stuff like that. I'm not sucking a dick on the phone with you every time. I'm not playing with my delicious wet punani. I have to make sounds to give them the fantasy, so I have really thick tonsils. I have what you call a pussy mouth. My tonsils are so thick, it feels like you're fucking a pussy in real life. So having those thick ass tonsils, I can just kind of put a little spit down my throat a little bit, get my mouth nice and juicy, and just go. That sounds like I'm sucking on a dick. But I'm not. I'm just pushing saliva through my tonsils.
It does sound like that.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
pretty authentic.
I think
And then-
you were born to do this, maybe.
Yeah. Did you get horny listening to that?
Moving
Don't
on.
lie.
Do we have good phone
also-
sex voices?
I'd rather see you guys naked in person than on the phone, honestly.
You know what? Thank you. That's a compliment, right?
I'll
You
take
guys are
it.
hot. I'm serious. You guys are fucking hot. I can't wait for you guys to come out with your OnlyFans. Can't wait. I can't wait
if
for
shit
this
hits
to,
the fan.
fail.
Does that
The whole, yeah.
is
I
that
can't wait for your
something?
channel to
I was
fail.
gonna ask that if like that's something that you've explored, like doing OnlyFans or actually doing porn.
Well, I do. I do that stuff in real life too. I do.
Oh.
I have OnlyFans. I do phone like cam sex and stuff. Like I do all that kind of stuff in real life. I just don't want to tell my identity on here right now because I don't want to break the illusion to these callers who are paying like $4 or $5 a minute. You know. Because I create what they want. They tell me what they like. I create who that person is, whether it's the way they look or the way they sound or what they talk to. So it's just that, you know.
Yeah. So you're doing like a variety of different sex work, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What about the people
I'm
who
just a sexual
call? The people who call in, are their identities protected, or do you know who they
yeah.
are? Oh, okay.
So when they call in, because I can have the computer on and the system, like on the website, will show their username, their screen name, whatever. It will show me how much money I've made from them. It would show our past conversations, like emails or texting, because we charge for everything. And so it kind of gives me a little profile on them, and then it just goes from there. But I pretty much know every freaking guy that calls me, like all my regulars. I know everything about them, like birthdays, family members' names, what they do for a living. Just they get really comfortable with me, and they just tell me everything.
Yeah, it's so intimate. I mean, you're probably like the number one person in their life that they've shared their deepest, darkest secrets with. So,
and also what I wanted to like talk about a little bit is that, it's phone sex. You know, they're paying me to be nasty sometimes, but there are people that are calling me just for companionship. There are little sweet 90-year-old men calling me. Like this one guy, he calls me. His wife passed away, so he has nobody to talk to. So he'll call me just to say, "Hey, honey, I went to the grocery store today, and I walked past mangoes, and I thought of your juicy titties." I'm like, "Okay, Daddy, you know that's hot. Yeah, I miss you." But you know, stuff like that, like, is kind of sad. Let me stop playing with my coochie for a minute. I have this recent caller that's been calling me, and he said he has a rare form of cancer and he's dying. And he sounds fucked up. He sounds old, and you could just tell. So he says he's dying, and he moved away from all his friends and family because he said they're all fake. She's like, "Yeah, so I live in like this little cabin or whatever. I'm by myself, and I'm just waiting to die." And I'm like, "Oh, that's so sweet," you know? And he's like, "I just want to talk to somebody. I have maybe like a few months, if that. And, you know, we're talking, we're having a good time. And he tells me he loves me. I love him too. Just giving him, you know, the cute little girlfriend experience." And then, well, he's not innocent. I'm not going to sit there and say he's just a sweet old man who's dying. No, because he said he can astral travel and that he can come and see what color panties I'm wearing. And I'm just like, "Oh my God, that's so right. I am wearing green panties." So yeah, he's astral projecting fucking me. So that's kind of stuff.
Wait, he's
So-
Astro what?
Astral projecting and fucking me.
Oh, got it. Okay. I wanted to ask also, you talk about like regulars. How many regulars do you think you have?
I can't even count, honestly. I mean, I have regulars that call and they just want to be like regular little phone calls, but the ones that are like really nasty, real kinky, and like real taboo, I have like a good maybe 10 guys that, and the crazy part is I have to remember every fucking thing they told me. Because they, like I said, I'm their online girlfriend. I'm their like fucking phone prostitute. I have to remember this shit.
Yeah.
for this type of work, I assume it takes a lot of energy. So, do you kind of need to prepare for when you're about to start your shift, or is it just kind of second nature for you to just like hop on and just, you know, jump into whatever personality you need to do? Or do you
Doing
kind
this
of like
kind of
prepare?
job, I've literally became addicted to energy drinks. I never before, like I was never like an energy drink kind of girl, but then I was like, you know what? I need to be like preppy, because there are guys who call me and they want me to be like a little cute little 18-year-old, whatever. So I got to be preppy. I got to be like, you know, up on my shit. So I'll drink an energy drink or pep a little Adderall, you know. Legally, of course. Don't take Adderall if you're not prescribed. Okay, Joe? So,
Okay.
okay, we'll share. But anyway, yeah, so I do prepare like that or drink some tea or that kind of stuff. Because I know the minute I log in, they go crazy and they fight over who gets my time in there.
And then on the opposite side, like when you finish a shift, do you have to find ways to decompress? Like if you're just doing like a murder fantasy for an hour, I imagine it's hard to just go right to sleep after that.
I'll masturbate and then go to sleep.
Oh, okay. Well, there's that.
Yeah, well, I'll call somebody over and just have a good fuck session, you know, in real life. Get some real dick, you know, take my mind off of it. No, I used to, you know, take a little hit of my weed pen, you know, for my aches and pains. But no, like, yeah, I usually, it doesn't affect me. It really doesn't. I literally have, when I log off, I turn that shit off. That's out of my brain, out of my mind. I think for doing it so long, it like desensitized me in a way. So I know how to turn it on and turn it off when I need to.
And you said that, I think you mentioned earlier, like sometimes you only have to do one call a day, but like on average, like how many calls are you doing every week?
Okay, so I usually try to like give myself a quota. I'm like, okay, so today I'm going to make $500 or today I'm going to make $100 and I'll stay on until I do it. So, or sometimes my regulars will call me and they'll be like, hey, get on the phone. I need you so bad. My wife's pissing me off or, you know, I'm on vacation and I need you, that kind of stuff. I mean, I've had people call me at Christmas. I've had people call me like 4th of July and stuff like that. And you could literally hear their family in the background, just having fun, and they're in the bathroom jerking off, you know? Yeah.
Are there any calls throughout your time doing this that really stand out? Either one that was shocking or that you really enjoyed?
There's a couple. I had this Down syndrome guy that would call me once in a while. And, you know, they get horny too. And I don't deny, you know, hey, if they're well enough to like get their credit card and put it in and do on the, because it's a verification they have to do. It's not like they just call the number and boom. It's not like back in the day you'd call the number and they would charge your phone. Now it's like there's verifications on there. You have to prove who you are, how much money you have, all that kind of stuff. So this little Down syndrome boy would call me and it was cute, you know, and he was exploring. He was like wanting to fuck and he just wanted to be nasty. It's like, all right, okay. I don't know how legal that was, but you know what? He had a good time.
Do you have any? Sorry, you can go ahead.
There was this one time, he's deaf. A guy, he called me, he's deaf. And he called an interpreter to call me. So he's not only paying an interpreter to talk for him, but he was also paying me for the phone sex. So I get a call and she's like, hi, my name is so-and-so from the ASL interpretation line. Am I speaking to so-and-so? And I'm like, yeah, this is me. She's like, hi, I'm doing an interpretation for my client here who's completely deaf. He's signing to me on a webcam and I'm calling you. So I'll explain everything that you're doing. That was kind of fun, but awkward at the same time.
It's like a threesome too.
I was like, am I getting paid for you too, girl? Because you know what? This ain't free for you. But I've had couples call me. And those ones are kind of sad, honestly, because the guys would call and their girlfriends would be giving them a blowjob and he'd be talking to me and he'd say, oh, see, you know what? I wouldn't have to call this fucking whore if you knew how to suck dick right. And she's all, Or he'd be like, if you lost a little bit of weight, maybe I wouldn't have to call whores over to come fuck. And she's like, I'm sorry, daddy. But also, too, we don't know what's real and what's fantasy for them.
Right.
She could like it. You never know.
Have there been any calls where you've had to like hang up because you're like, I'm not doing this?
Oh, yeah. There's guys that would call. I have this one guy. He's like a big old pedo. And like sometimes I'll let him talk if he doesn't say too much. You know what I mean? Cause most of the time he's like, oh, tell me you're 8 years old. Tell me you're the little fucking schoolgirl next door. Tell me you're the little Girl Scout, and I'm gonna fuck you in your ass. And I'm just like, oh my god, I gotta go. Bye.
Wow.
And I just like, don't tell me how old they are. I mean, you have your little fantasy, do what you want, but don't make me say those things. Don't make me be a part of your sick fetish. You know what I mean? But yeah, because I'll hang up because they want me to be too detailed. Now, if you say, oh, you're like the young girl next door. Okay, that's different. We're saying younger. We're not saying what age they are. So we get away with saying certain words, but this one guy, he wants me to repeat it over and over and over. So I just hang up on him. It's not worth it.
Wow. And do you want to like shout out the platform that people could go on or no?
No, because you know what's going to happen? Bitches who think that they can go and take my job, they're going to try to apply and go on there.
Okay.
No.
All right.
I'm not going to brag or I'm not going to toot my own horn, but I'm kind of like one of the highest ones on there because like I said, nothing freaks me out. There's girls that go through little training sessions on here and they'll have like a week of kind of like a trial run and they can't handle it. They'll hang up. I'm not. I'll talk about it. Fuck it. Make my money. Because girls on there, they're stupid. They'll sit there and think that they could do it. And it's like, if you're not open-minded and you can't let your own, you can't be judgmental. This is them. This is their time. They're paying for a slot, and you got to be what they want them to be, what they want you to be. So it's like all my personal beliefs and all my opinions go out the door when I receive the phone call.
Well, it seems like you're really, really good at your job and take it seriously. And, we respect people who are professionals. You're definitely a professional.
But also, I want everybody to know, because I don't want stupid people on here be like, oh my God, she doesn't even sound hot. She sounds like an ogre. She sounds ugly and stupid. I was working all night last night, and I was working all morning this morning. I try to take time off, but when these high collar profiles come on and they demand me, and I'm like, okay, well, you know what? You need to tip me. And they'll do it. And then I'll like, okay, my little green light comes on. So, yeah. I mean, we could literally be here talking about the weird, funny. There's funny fetishes. There's nasty ones. There's scary ones. It's a little bit all over the place.
Yeah, I imagine there's a wide array of things that, you're kind of doing on a day-to-day. I can only imagine. And we do appreciate you taking the time in your busy schedule to come and talk to us for a bit.
Of course.
And you sound fine. Don't worry.
No, thank you.
No one's going to say that.
I was going to say, if you think you've heard everything, no. I thought I literally heard everything. Literally last night, a guy called me and he had a carnival fetish. So I was like, I can say I said that. Yep.
Wow. That's wild. And yeah, we appreciate you sharing all of that, being so open, so honest. Also just giving us that insight of, how this works, like operationally.
It's still booming and people are still making money. And I think the reason why it is because it's personal.
Mm-hmm.
You can watch a porno, you can watch a little bitch on fucking OnlyFans and stuff like that, but it's not personal. She's doing it for everybody. This right here, I'm doing it for you, daddy. It's just you and me. I love you. You're my man forever and always.
Well, it makes sense. No, it definitely makes sense.
Usually, and then after it'd be like 1 minute remaining. And then they like to hurry up when I want to jack off already. They're like, all right, stop talking, bitch. Let's get to it. And then they'll come and then I'm like, oh my God, that was so great. Click.
You got to pay for more.
They come and they're done.
Wow. Well, yeah, we really appreciate it. That was a very entertaining, very insightful episode. And yeah, we wish you the best of luck with everything and appreciate you sharing all of that. Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
And, I will send your producers the bill,
Oh, shit. Okay.
You guys are wet. That. I can tell.
Yeah.
I can tell.
Yeah, you got it.
Joe's really quiet,
Yeah.
Joe went to the bathroom like 5 minutes ago. I don't know. It's pretty.
I know. He's over there pinching it, rubbing it. And I see those jeans, a little wet spot, but I'm not a home wrecker.
Got it.
Okay, never mind. Yes, I am. So if you're ever in my area, yeah, call me for a good time.
All right. Thank you so much for the call today. Appreciate it.
Thank you. I had a really great time. And if you guys want to talk about more nasty shit, just give me an email.
We got your number. We got your email. We'll let you know.
Sounds good. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
All right. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, yeah, I can tell that she does do phone sex for a living, for sure. That definitely came across.
Yeah, she's probably pretty good at it too.
Probably. The murder fetish there, didn't know that was a thing until just now.
Yeah, if anyone listening or watching has a murder fetish, please reach out to us. We are open to learning more about this.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
There was a lot of different things in that whole scenario that you kind of painted there. That's a tough thing. But Yeah, I don't really have any words or anything to follow up with. I think that, she kind of got it all out there.
She's the pro here. Yeah, we're not topping that. So.
Yeah, there's no way we're topping that. She's the professional, so I don't think we have to do too much wrapping up in this episode. But I will say, we thank her for her time. Clearly, she had a busy schedule last night, this morning. I believe 5 phone call dicks is what she said.
Said.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
And, it takes a pro to be a pro. So that's what it is. But yeah, for anyone out there that would like to be a guest on our show, don't hesitate to reach out. Our email is oplpodcast@gmail.com. Just send us your story and we'll get back to you.
Yeah, follow us on Instagram, TikTok @OPL Podcast. Head over to patreon.com/OPL show. And go try to find her if you want some phone sex, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's all.
See you guys next time.